Vantara, the animal rescue and care facility backed by the Reliance Foundation, was up for scrutiny by the Apex Court. Now, however, the Supreme Court says all appears to be well. So, how exactly did Vantara land for scrutiny before the Apex Court? What were the questions raised? What was the action taken? And what is the outcome of today's proceedings? We'll try to answer some of these questions. Now, bear in mind that there was a batch of applications that were filed before the Supreme Court. The petitions had raised questions about practices involved while acquiring a lot of these animals. Now, the Supreme Court took note of that. And in fact, just last month, in the month of August, the Supreme Court had passed a detailed direction. As a part of that detailed direction, the Supreme Court constituted an SIT, or a special investigation team. This SIT was headed by none other than retired Supreme Court Judge Justice Justi Chalameshwar. This committee was given a wide mandate. The committee was charged with looking at various issues such as compliance with the law, international protocols, animal welfare, environmental concerns. All of these aspects, regulatory frameworks, had to be gone into. And we understand that there were detailed stakeholder meetings that were done. The SIT reached out to a whole host of stakeholders to get a sense of how far there has been compliance, and they submitted their report in a sealed cover before the Apex Court. That sealed cover, in fact, was opened in today's proceedings. And while the proceedings were underway, while this report was being uncovered, that's when the Supreme Court made some very key observations. The Supreme Court observed that from the findings of the SIT, it appears to be clear that there is full compliance with the law of the land, that the authorities who were consulted, those authorities have also expressed satisfaction that there is indeed compliance with the regulatory framework. All the processes, all the laws, all the procedures, all the regulations that have been laid down, the SIT appears to have concluded that there appears to be full compliance with this. This was noted by the Apex Court, and the Supreme Court in fact went a step further, saying that there are some things that are happening in the country which are for the good, which in fact one should be proud of and one should be happy for, rather than obstructing. This was in fact aimed at the various petitioners who had raised questions about how some elephants, how some animals had been procured, and to them the Supreme Court is saying that Supreme Court looking to now close the matter, given as how the SIT has not found any violations, going on to say that this is a matter where they will go into the recommendations, they will see what is required, and then pass necessary formal orders, and then pass necessary directions. Interestingly, Harish Salve, appearing for Vantara, was present as a part of this hearing. He said that he welcomes these proceedings. He went on to say that they're happy if there are any recommendations that have come from the SIT, and even going on to say that they make an unconditional promise to the Apex Court that any recommendations come for incrementally improving upon the current conditions, that Vantara welcomes it with open arms. And with that, this matter being put to rest, the Supreme Court observing there is compliance with the law, the authorities are satisfied, and that there is no violation that the SIT has flagged. So formal orders now awaited from the top court.
Thank you for watching CNBC TV 18. For all our top stories and news updates, follow us on our social media platforms.